What is up, guys? It's your girl HeyParis here, and I just have a lot on my mind right now, and I just want to talk. I really do. I feel like this person has been popping up in my mind so frequently as of lately, like the past few months. I don't know if it's because I'm a mom now, and I know this person had 3 children, and maybe I'm just like reflecting on my life, or like, you know, the decisions I'm making. I don't know. I have no clue, but this person has been on my mind for the last couple of months, even though this is something that happened a few years ago. And I just want to talk. I'm gonna be honest, I just want to talk. I hope that I could reach someone and that someone watches this video and it wakes them up or makes them think or just sparks a conversation within their household. I don't know, but I just want to talk. Okay, so I'm not gonna say who this person is or where we work together, just for the privacy of the deceased, because I feel like if it was someone I loved or if it was me, that's what I would want someone to do if they're trying to spark a discussion. It's like, say what you need to say without involving me, you know what I mean? So I'm going to talk very briefly about this person, but the main message is what I want to speak with you guys about, because I think it's important. I really do. I think it's an important discussion to have, and that people should really stop and think about their life and the decisions they're making and the time that they put into people and places. You'll get it when I start rambling like I normally do. So I work somewhere with somebody, and this person was an older woman, and give me a second, because construction is constructioning very slowly, might I add. So I worked with this woman. She was an older woman, and she had 3 kids. She had 3 kids that she would always talk to me about, talk to other people about. She would always bring them up, always talk about how proud she was of her daughter for graduating college and how much she loves her son. And it was always, anytime I talked to her, like, she would somehow bring up her children, and I get it now. I understand it now. With that being said, this is someone who I believe, for the small amount of time that I've known her, I knew her for like a year and a half. For the small amount of time that I knew her, it's like she would do absolutely anything to make her children happy. She would do absolutely anything to make as much money as possible so that she can make her children smile, make her kids happy. She had a granddaughter as well. I think her oldest daughter had a child, so she had a granddaughter. She was a very hard-working woman. To be honest, not only me, but everyone else at work would go to her if they wanted to give away a shift. So if you didn't want to work on Friday or a Saturday, whatever the case may be, like, you would go to this specific woman and be like, hey, are you working on this day? And the answer was never no. She was known for being the woman in the store that would take extra hours, take your shift, go overtime when it's public holidays, and you get double overtime, which is like extra money because you're working on Christmas Eve, you know, like public holidays where stores are normally closed. She would be in the store working. Like, she would take extra hours all the time, anytime, to make as much money as possible. She was so kind. She was so sweet. Like, anytime I was having a bad day, looking at her and seeing her smile just like lit up my whole day. She reminded me of my grandma, just in the sense of like the warmness that her energy gave. And I just really liked her a lot. She definitely left an impression on me, okay? Now, with that being said, I feel like as a child of an immigrant to Canada, and if anyone watching this can relate, like, our parents work their asses off. Like, they go hard, 2-3 jobs. They go hard, hours after hours after hours of just working, trying to make as much money as possible. And the way that this country is set up, you could be saving lives, you could be a registered nurse, you could be helping out your community, helping children, watching children, educating the next prime minister of this country, okay? You could be the next prime minister's grade 2 teacher, and you are making peanuts. And on top of that, the companies that our parents work for, or even us, our generation, generations above or below us, these companies don't give a damn about us. And I'm not talking only immigrant parents or only people of color, or I'm talking about, doesn't matter who you are. Okay, these companies do not care about you. Let me explain. I just told you that this woman worked hours after hours. She would do double shifts, overtime. I remember there's so many times where a manager would come and be like, hey, like, you're gonna go over, I don't even remember what the hours, like the 48-hour mark. Like, you can't get any more shifts, you can't work anymore, you have to take a week off because you've worked the maximum amount of hours you can legally in Ontario. Like, that's how much she worked. And managers seemed so like thankful for her and thankful for her hard work and doing double overtime and this and that and that and this. That's a fucking hawk. That's a hawk. Oh my, that's kind of scary. Oh my God. Blah. Sorry guys. Oh, not a hawk. What is that called? Oh my God. You know those death birds? Is it because oh my God. I would show you guys this bird, but I'm at my house and you guys are gonna see the number of my house. Why is it on my house? Ah! What did it just eat? Oh, I'm gonna catch this on camera. Hold on. Look, look, look. Look. Ah! Ah! I'm sorry. Those birds scare the crap out of me. You don't even understand. They're those death birds, the birds that like hover around dead bodies and stuff. Oh, it's a crow. That's what they're called. They're crows. They signify death. They fly around dead bodies and cemeteries and battlefields and stuff like that. Oh, I hate them. They make me cringe. It's kind of scary and ironic, but the lady who I'm talking about, she died. And not only did she die, but she died on the job on her lunch break, which she barely took. She barely took lunch breaks. I'm talking about you get paid to take your 15-minute and your 30-minute break. You still get paid for that. And she would be like, no, I have work to do. It's okay. I'm not going to take it. And before a manager is like, hey, you should really take your break. Like, you need a break. You need to sit down. You know, you're not young. You're, you know what I mean? Of age. You should probably sit down and take a break. They'd be like, oh, if you don't want a break, then that's fine. Like, they didn't care. They don't care. So I wasn't there the day that this happened, but I heard the news after. Apparently, she had a stroke in the lunchroom. So sad. Paramedics came. They took her. Apparently, she was in the hospital for like a few days before she had a heart attack and she died, passed away, just like that, a life gone. And you know, death is always sad, but when it's someone that you've interacted with or somebody that you know personally, like it's a different type of feeling. It's very unsettling knowing that like the day before I was just having a conversation with you and now you're dead. And now the whole reason I'm even making this video is because you really have to sit down and think about this, okay? All of the positive things I just told you about this woman and all the hard work she put into the company that we worked for. And I remember vividly coming into work. My God. I remember vividly coming into work and us having a work meeting, which we always had in the morning time. If you work the morning shift, we have a meeting in the morning to tell you like where to go, what to do, yada, yada, yada. Sale goals, whatever, okay? And I vividly remember a manager saying, we're gonna call the deceased Angel. I think that's the most appropriate name to name her, okay? So I remember the manager saying, okay, this is what we're gonna do today. I need you in here, I need you in here. We need you to make this many sales and we're trying to make a goal of this much and we want to make sure that the floors are clean and we do our calls and our this and our that and our that and our that. Okay guys, all right, break, whatever, like. And then we were done the meeting and then he's like, oh wait guys, come back. And we all came back in a circle and he said, I forgot to mention that Angel didn't make it. I don't know how you forget that. And the next thing he said was, we're gonna need someone to cover her shifts for the next few weeks. What? Not we're gonna have a moment of silence for Angel. Not we're gonna have a memorial ceremony for her. We need someone to cover her shifts. This woman just died. Someone who dedicated her life to this company that I just proved to you guys did not give a flying shit about her. There was no remorse. There was no sadness. There was no regret in this manager's voice at all. The only thing this manager was worried about is who's gonna cover her shit for the next few weeks while we search for and hire someone else to take her place. This woman had children, she had a grandchild, family, friends, loved ones who loved her. And before you say a moment of silence, let's remember, let us pray, I don't know, before you say something sincere, meaningful, heartfelt for this woman who put her everything in this company, you're trying to find someone to take her shifts. And she just died. Someone who just died. Like, I literally had to stop my camera and like gather myself before I got loud and emotional. So sorry about that. And I say that to say, do not kill yourself for these major companies. So where we worked, it wasn't like a small business or a mom and pop business where I feel like you're way more appreciated by someone who has worked hard hard to build their store or their company, whatever. But when it's a big corporation where the CEO of the company knows nothing about their employees, knows nothing about the work conditions that they're in, doesn't give a fuck as long as they're making money that's going in their pockets, and taxes that they're not paying are, you know, continuing to not be paid. I just feel like there's so many times where I've woken up, not only at this job, but other jobs, and I was like, mentally, I don't want to go to work. I just don't feel like it, and that's okay. If you wake up and you don't feel like going to work, do not go to work. And you might be saying, that's easy for you to say, Paris, like you are influencer. I get it, but I once was not an influencer, and I never once made money more important than my mental health. I want you guys to know that if you are sick, call in. If you're not sick, call in. If you're sad, call in. If this is not your career, if this is not your passion, if this is not what you see yourself doing in 5 or 10 years from now, do not let it control you. Do not let it control your emotions, because if you die, God forbid, knock on wood, I ain't got wood in here, but knock on wood, the most you are going to get is replaced by this company. They don't give a fuck. Don't kill yourself to get there on time. Don't worry about being talked to by your manager for not performing well, whatever the case may be. If it is a regular, big name brand company where the CEO doesn't know you exist, fuck them. Fuck them. When this woman passed away and I saw how much nobody cared, like nobody cared that this person is dead, that's when something sparked in my mind to not only become an entrepreneur, but to also start businesses. Multiple. Financial freedom was my goal, and not answering to anyone was my biggest goal. So if you're sitting there like, I don't know how my business is gonna turn out, I don't know if people are gonna buy anything, I don't know if I should start doing this, this is your sign to just do it, because they don't care. They do not care. Do what makes you happy. Do what you think is right. And the biggest thing that I want you guys to take away from this video is, if you do decide to work for someone, it's not a problem if you don't want to work for yourself. But if you do decide to work for someone that you like, and for someone who likes you. Not even like, someone who loves you. Someone who cares about you, cares about your well-being, your mental health, your health in general. Because witnessing that literally changed my life, my outlook on everything. And I don't know where her children are now. I don't know, too much details about what happened completely and what's going on. I only got that she had a stroke and a heart attack. But I personally feel like she was overworked. She might have overworked herself, but someone should have been there to say, you're working too hard, you need a break, you need to slow down, you need to take your time. But no one cared. All they cared about was someone is there taking the shift, and we have enough people to make money for the CEO who is shitting in a gold toilet. So with that being said, rest in peace to the deceased. She will always remain someone of significance in my life, just because her energy, her aura was always bright, and her death left a huge impression on me and my life. So I truly do hope she rests in peace, and I hope that her family, there's so much on my mind, but anyways, I just need to talk about that. I need to get it off my chest, and I feel a lot better knowing that hopefully someone watches this and gets it, understands what I'm saying, okay? Anyways, guys, I hope that someone takes something away from this video. I don't even know what it is you'll take away from it, but I have to get that off my chest. These people don't care about you, and they should, but they don't. So do what makes you happy. That's it. I have no outro. Goodbye.